This is great.
Oh my goodness. You just gave me chicken skin. Or we call it goosebumps, whatever it is. A connection.
I've never heard it called that before, but I like it.
It's that Hawaiian.
That's really cool.
Oh my God. It is, it's amazing because I don't know if you know this, but your son holds a special place in my heart. And so when he asked if I would do this for you, I said absolutely yes. So
Well,
it
you
is
know
my
what?
pleasure.
He holds a special place in my heart too. So
Yeah. Yeah, we talking about you, big guy. Oh my goodness.
All right. Well, you know, I'm going to let you take control of this here because you're the expert on this, and yeah, just
Well,
So I got a better picture, Mamie. Let me know if this one works a little better.
wow, that looks so different from what I see here. So
Really?
hold tight, yeah? Yeah.
I just
Let me
zoomed
do
in a
this.
little more, honestly.
Let's go ahead and, because this is the picture I got.
Yeah. It's just
It's
a little
beautiful.
more zoomed out. Yeah.
it's the colors are a little more vibrant in the one that you have, Mamie.
It does. And you know, there's no one way that I do this, except I was already picking up things from you before we even got on the call. And if I could just sum up what I see here in this one picture is the colors that you, and I'll go into more detail there.
Mm-hmm.
The colors that you use indicate that you are in the process of finding balance in your life.
Uh-huh.
And you are also in the process of healing something that may be happening. So that, I don't know why, but I just picked up, there's some frustration, there's some hurt, there's some anger there that you're working through. And what I see in this mandala of yours is it goes beyond who you are and what you stand for, and it's what you do every day of your life. And the question I have for you is, are you at that point where you've given and given and given and given and you've got nothing else to give?
I don't believe that. I still believe that I have a lot to give. I just don't know if I'm giving it to the right people, if that makes sense to you.
Absolutely.
I mean, I always, my family's different, but do you know what I'm trying to say, or do I need to expound on that?
So let me ask the question a different way.
Okay.
Are you at a point in your life where you have given and given and given, and it sounds like not sure if you've given to the point of where is it left you? Where has it left you? Because you are the giver, okay?
Right. Uh-huh.
You are a giver.
Yeah.
So you're a giver of life, you're a giver of everything. And sometimes you give so much that you put everybody else first.
Yes. Yes.
That's what I meant when I said, are you at the point where you feel like you've given, and you're not really sure if there's much more to give? Or is there something that you need to redirect your energy and your love to? Yes.
Yes. Yeah, I think I do. I think I feel exhausted.
Yes.
You know, and I was just talking to my son, and I happened to bring up something that kind of pertains to that. And it's just that I've had people come into my life, and I'm the one that keeps giving and not getting anything in return. And I would still stay and keep giving until I exhausted it. And then I felt like I'm drained. I got to move on. I have nothing else to give to that situation or that person.
Thank you. You just answered my question.
Good, good.
And it's not that it was not something that you had to pinpoint. It was just something that I picked up.
Okay.
And I can tell you I relate to that because sometimes I give and I give and I give to the point of I got nothing else to give. Why don't you just hook me up and just take the rest of me? Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
And that's what I actually see in your mandala.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure if I read Brent's from the inside out. I'm going to read yours from the outside in.
Okay. Yeah.
And the reason why I'm going to do that is because the outside of your mandala says it all for you. Mm-hmm. It says how you have woven into your life everyone else's needs. Mm-hmm. And you've held that in. It's that woven. You see the weave that you have in there?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You have set the container for others to feel safe.
Yes.
You have set containers where you believe if they enter into your world, they don't have to worry about anything else. That's what you give. And that's where sometimes the energy we give, the energy that we give, it can be unending. It could be limitless. However, we get to a point where we give so much that we need to stop and breathe and really take notice of where we're at. Because if you yourself cannot replenish that, what I call that universal energy, then you go kaput. And when you kaput, everything else falls apart. Mm-hmm. But for you, your life it's woven. You've woven everything and everyone. You've woven what you believe in and what you stand for in a very safe environment. The colors that you use, so the pattern that you used is one of woven existence. Your universe exists, and I'm just going to say it. So when I say stuff, it's not to hurt or anything. It's just something that comes to mind. You fair enough?
Sure, absolutely.
So what I see here is you have given so much energy. That's the orange in your mandala. Mm-hmm. Orange signifies the energy that you've woven into everything and anything that you do. Mm-hmm. And you balance it out with your own spirituality. That's the purple in there. And the belief that everything that you do goes for the good, even at the detriment of you losing your energy. And why do I say that? Because although you've woven that safe space and you filled it with love and energy and spirituality, you're reaching out to connect with something that needs to be healed. That's the green that's sticking out of your mandala. Okay? It's your ability you are what I call, you run your life on gut. And so there's something that you've already realized that you're checking in to see if that gut feeling is right or not. And I'm going to say one thing to you, okay, Debbie? Your gut does not lie. Your gut.
I just had that realization not too long ago, or reaffirming that. I do a lot of meditation now. I've come to the point in my life where I do want to focus on me, and I do need to heal some things that have happened in the past, and I need to get past them because I've been asking in through my meditations to be redirected now, to take some of the time to, as you eloquently put, replenish myself. And I had that realization just recently, and I felt a sigh of relief. And I also felt like, there were a few times where I've done things or made a decision recently, and it was an old me, it was to protect somebody else. And I thought to myself, I really need to do it for me. I need to follow my gut instinct. And I was mad at myself because I didn't. I let other people come in and persuade me into thinking something and then following that pattern when it wasn't good for me. And I knew it wasn't good for me, and I didn't feel right about it. And I went back in my meditation, said, and I kept getting these vibes of something telling me, stay with your intuition. Your gut feeling is correct, but you're not following it all the time. And I just had that realization again, presented to me again, which told me I'm veering off. I keep veering off because the old habits of doing everything for everybody else has already been embedded in me so deeply that I just go into that mode. And I really need to focus on healing some things myself. And I like the saying of, I need to do it for myself in order to be better for everybody else.
Absolutely. And Debbie, I'm going to give you a saying. You okay with that?
Yeah, I'm fine.
And I'm going to ask you to write this down because I had to write this down when I first heard it. And that saying is, after me, you come first.
Oh.
After me.
Yep, you come first.
Come first.
Oh my gosh, that's a great one. I like that one. I have a whole book of quotes and things that I love that pertain to, how I feel or what I think. And I keep writing them down. This one's going in there. So I'll have to look at this one. I make sticky notes now and I put them on the RV to remind myself to think about the different things that I need to go back into and focus on. Like that one.
Yeah.
Like that one.
And if you can, when you choose to be after me, you come first, your green and your balance in spirituality flourishes. So that container that you chose to color in this mandala, that balance is about you finding that inner balance. And I just noticed that you have the chakras in the back of you. So if you can take a look at this is your center chakra this is your solar plexus. And that solar plexus is where you receive, the diagram, not the color, but take a look at it. The center of you.
Yes.
Could be this mandala. Yes. And when you get centered in your solar plexus, you feel calm, you can connect with the universe, and your gut allows you to think clearly. Okay? Now it may be Dorothy's office. Okay? Yeah. It may be Dorothy's office.
Yeah.
But there's no coincidences. There's no coincidences. You meditate. So for me, that's just another reminder that when you connect with your intuition, you become balanced and you can make the decisions that will allow you to put you first. And then the others will come next. Okay? And for you are, I think Brent can answer this for you, or he can give you more information. You are what we call a generator. Your life energy is your world. And when your life energy isn't balanced, then you take yourself down.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And so with your life energy, your solar plexus needs to be protected. And so if you know and understand light energy, then there are times that, Debbie, I'm going to ask you to close down your chakras so that you can put yourself first. Because to close down your chakras, it's not to close down the world. It's to close down so that you can re-energize again.
Mm-hmm.
And in your mandala, the center is your energy. And like the blossom that you have colored, the blossom that you have is the ability to do this. Open up the intuition from the solar plex. That's your gut. That's your intuition.
You're right.
You can then expand that energy out and further out, just like your mandala.
But how do I do that?
And that's where in your meditations, you can actually visualize the closing down of your chakras. And you can start with your solar plexus shut down. So it's like turning off the light. You know how we dim the lights?
Right.
Just dim the lights until it's dark. Then move up accordingly and close down each of the chakras until all chakras are closed. And then meditate on that. Because what happens is it allows you to start to center yourself. And then when you're ready, you can come back in and you can start to open it up one at a time. Now, a lot of times energy gets depleted, especially for you because you are a giver. You sometimes need to shut down so that you are not wide open. It's like, you know, the water hose?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use a different example. The sun comes from the top of your head, enters in through your head, your crown chakra, and then the light opens up like a water hose. The light goes shoo, and then the light goes shoo. In order for you to re-energize, that's a connection that you need to make for yourself. So closing down all of the chakras first, and then energizing with the light from the crown chakra out. And if it's like a fire hose, it's like the light goes out of your fingertips. It goes out through your foot, your toes, and then it grounds into Mother Nature. So when you can take yourself through that meditation, you will reconnect yourself with the universe, with your God force, with your universe force. That can re-energize you in a heartbeat. The other thing too is, this time of year, it doesn't happen all the time. However, when you have to recharge really quickly, if you can find a patch of green grass, I know that's hard to find nowadays, but if you can find a patch of green grass or a patch of dirt, go stand in it. Go stand in it and then just reconnect and just let the light go shoo. In Aikido, that's what we call the chi that lines up in our bodies. And it's invigorating.
Yeah.
And even as we say that, my whole body, my ears are turning red because I can feel the energy just shoosh out. I know, Brent, I love you. And so to re-energize, where you're at right now, you're going through, it's not a line in the sand that you've drawn, but you've gotten to the point, no buts, and you're at that point now where there are decisions that you may have made or are in the process of making that could impact a change in direction in your life. And what I want you to be aware of is that when you reconnect with your gut and intuition, let that help guide you into the next step. And if you ever come to a point where it's like, just doesn't feel right, I can't put my finger on it, that's the time where you stop, you breathe, you shift, and then you continue. Okay? So it's not just stopping, it's the stopping, you breathe through it, and then you shift. And like I tell Brent sometimes, the shift could be as subtle as your eyes going to the left, your eyes going to the right. That's a shift. And the shift in energy helps you reconnect and listen to what's not right. And when it's not right, don't do it. Let it happen. Is that making sense?
It does, actually. It does, the fact that you've given me something to, I've always wondering, I can feel certain things, but I don't know what to do with them when I feel them. Because I don't know what it is I'm supposed to be getting from it. And as I keep meditating, I've actually had meditations where, or even going down and, I have trouble sleeping at night, and I'll lay down, and some nights I'll lay down and I'll close my eyes and just try to, take my body and calm it all down, try to calm my mind down. And when I do that with success, I start seeing colors, mostly bright purples, and the chakra colors, your crown chakra colors. And I found that when I've done that at night, it's as though in the morning I've opened something up and new things have like entered me. And in the morning, I'll have a totally different outlook on whatever it is that my mind was having a difficult time dealing with, or not knowing what to think of a situation. And all of a sudden in the morning, when I have those moments, I'll have a totally different perspective, and something's come into my mind that I never even thought of, never even knew that was even there. And all of a sudden I feel at peace with it. But this has just been recently. This hasn't been a long time. So that's probably dealing with some of the hurt that, keeps repeating itself in my mind over and over again. And I'm getting drained and tired of it because it just keeps coming up. And I realized in one of them that, well, no, I've got to deal with it. Otherwise it's going to keep coming up until I finally get to that place where it's resolved.
Good.
Does that fit in with that?
Absolutely. It's called awareness.
Right. Yeah.
And when you are aware,
yeah,
that's the key. That's the key to shifting, Debbie, is the awareness. The intuition is what drives it. Right. For you, okay? I'm talking to you. So the intuition gives you an indication that, hey, Deb, you need to stop. Stop what we call that mind frick.
Yeah.
Ground yourself, and then allow yourself to what I call shift. And shifting could be, like I said, shift to the left, shift to the right, take a step forward. Don't take it back. Take a step forward.
Okay.
Because taking a step forward always takes you into the future.
Right.
Taking a step back takes you into the past.
Right.
And so when you are looking to work something through, take time to ground yourself, because your energy, this is your life energy. Your life energy is made up of spirituality. That's your purple. The purple that you mentioned is the spiritual guidance that comes to us when we are open.
Right.
When we're open. So when we have the ability to stop and actually just stop and get in tune with it, the answers will come. The answers will come. And then trust yourself enough that when the answers come, all you need to do is follow through. Just follow through. Okay? You're at a space in your life where what you have done up until now needs to be replaced with something that will take you forward. And so what is it that will help you move forward? And for you, it's quieting your mind and your energy. If you're having a tough time sleeping, closing down the solar plexus will help you sleep. The other thing that will help you is to also stay connected. I like to close down all of my chakras, then come back up to my heart. And you know how sometimes we open that door a little bit and you can just see the light from the back of the door? That's where I say, okay, I'm going to allow the light in my heart to open up just a teeny bit so that people know that I still shine for them, because that's who you are for a lot of people. You shine for other people. Okay? That you're still there and you've just taken a moment to take care of you first. That's all it is. And then when you're ready and you're replenished, then you can open up your chakras. Now, the one thing that I can tell you is this: if you're feeling like the energy levels are getting depleted, say about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, that means that you are giving out a lot of light and not receiving enough energy coming back in. Okay?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So when you're aware of that, stop, breathe, make the correction, and then continue. Okay?
Okay.
For you, surrounding yourself with green, which is energy, lifeblood. Make sure you have, how many plants do you have in your house?
I'm in an RV, so I can't carry a lot of plants with me. I love plants, but I cannot carry them around. So mine are outdoors.
Okay. So if you've got plants outdoors, awesome.
I have some inside.
Okay. I'm going to ask that you have at least one live plant in your RV.
I do. I have 2. I can't live without them.
And the reason why I'm going to tell you that is your plants will be the indicator of the energy that you're carrying around with you.
Okay.
If your plants are starting to wilt, then too much non-positive energy is what you're surrounding yourself with. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where light, I would say, and I don't have a book that I can recommend for light, but when you deal with light energy, you can actually fill your RV. I know this might sound a little crazy, but when I get into my car, I fill my car with the light protection, which is white, pure white, and I fill that. So I surround myself with light of protection. That could be in your room, in your RV, and then you put the light of purple or indigo for the spirituality connection. Okay, and you'll be surprised as you'll see that plant who's wilted come back alive. They'll come back alive. Okay, so your plants are your indicators of what's going on energetically around you.
Okay, well, they're doing pretty good. They were actually doing really good, but I just noticed this morning that one of them's got a little leaf that's starting to turn yellow, but the rest have just been flourishing. So that's a good sign.
It's a good sign. And pay attention to the plants as they actually give off healing vibration. Mm-hmm. And from what I see here, your greens remind me of succulent plants that could potentially help you so you see how your leaves branch out.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing is, from my perspective, you have a very well balanced green that is darker green with the lighter green next to it.
Mm-hmm.
Is that striving for balance and energy and healing in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. With those colors, you want to make sure that you do surround yourself. Green is your safe colors. When you're in greenery, it recharges you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So from here, it does look like green is what I call your foundational colors.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get tired, your emotions run high. What I want you to keep in mind is when your emotions are running high, if you need to think through something, when emotions are high, intelligence goes low. So when you need to balance out, you need to recognize that your emotions are running high, and you need to bring that down a little bit so that you can think clearly. When you can't think clearly, it's because you are emotional. Yes.
Okay? Very true. Mm-hmm.
And so that's where the green comes in also.
Mm-hmm.
Since you have 2 plants there, when you take a break from your driving, if you're driving in your RV,
mm-hmm.
I would say tend to your plants, because your plants will give you more energy.
Okay? I love plants.
Good.
Yeah.
If you saw my plant on my house is a jungle sometimes because I have large plants all over the place.
Well, you know what? When I did have my house, well, I didn't have as many in Illinois, but in the earlier years in my other houses, I had a lot of plants. And I am a master gardener, so I love plants. I love the outdoors. I just love it. Sitting in a garden is my idea of just heaven. So yeah, I used to go and I used to take care of the gardens at the veterans home. So plants, and the sad part is I'm in an RV, so I'm traveling and I can't carry that many only because of the weight in the RV when you're driving. Otherwise, my whole RV would be full. So I have to limit myself because of that. So I will go into areas of the country, and to get my fix, I go to botanical gardens. And I go in and take a lot of pictures, and
Wow.
I just sit there, and as you say that's why I believe exactly what you're saying, because I can sit there even out in Arizona in the desert and go into a botanical garden and sit among the cacti, and I can just feel it just oh, I feel so good. So good. I don't want to leave. And my husband's like, how many cacti can you look at? More. Just bring them on.
Well, you know, the
I love it.
green,
Love it.
green is your healing.
Green is my color. Green and
Yeah.
purple. I love purple
Green and
too.
purple.
Yeah.
So green is your healing.
Yes.
Green also will bring practicality back into your balance.
Okay.
So keep that in mind, okay? Green also gives you the ability to be sensitive.
My father used to say I was oversensitive. He'd say when I was little, he said I'd be sitting there and you'd be playing on a playground and some kid would fall and I would start crying. And he said he would look at me and say, why are you crying? You didn't fall. You didn't hurt yourself. Get up and go play. And I literally, when somebody else gets hurt, it hurts me so bad.
Well, that's probably why I'm not sure if you know this or not, but you have healing properties it's a gift. You have healing gifts.
Huh.
And that healing gifts is your ability to touch without touching. I don't know if that makes a difference for you.
Yeah, and it does, because it's just that whole incident that my father said that I would always do that. No matter where I was or who I was, it didn't matter the person. If they were hurting, it was hurting me.
Have you ever been told that you're an empath?
No.
You're smiling over there, Brent.
I know, I saw his face. What was the face about?
I've told you that. But
oh, you have?
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, you know, I'm old and I forget things sometimes. So, I mean, you may have, yeah, but sorry, I didn't mean to insult you, but it's just I didn't remember. No, I'm talking to my son.
Yeah, I know. That's why
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
That's okay.
He may have.
I want you to remember that you have the gift of being an empath. That's what I call life force. That's what we call the energy of healing. You know, when you are an empath, you feel for other people. And that also could be part of the drain on your energy. So be aware of that.
So what do I do in those sort of situations that it is? Do I just sit and make a shift?
Make a shift. This is the words that I would use. If it doesn't belong to you, send it back. So if you're picking up other people's energies, then send it back, because it's not yours. An empath picks up many things from others, and if they don't know what to do and they don't realize that they're empaths, they sometimes will pick up sicknesses, they will pick up hurts, they will get nauseous, they will pick up other people's, in Hawaii we call it pilikia, we pick up other people's business, which we have no business doing.
How do you send it back?
You just say, if it's not mine, send it back.
That's it?
That's it.
That's okay. That's simple enough to do.
Just acknowledging that what's not yours can be
Okay.
sent back.
Okay.
And always understand and know that you have that choice.
Okay.
Many empaths don't realize that they have a choice not to receive the energy that they're picking up from other people.
I
So
did
you'll
not.
hear many empaths saying, well, I'm very sensitive. Yes, you are, but you have the choice to send back that sensitivity, because you have also the choice not to take on someone else's problems or business. And all you have to do is, the choice is just either saying it or actually non-verbally saying it. You know, like sometimes I get really sick and I can't figure out why I have this queasiness. I realize that, oh, my solar plexus is wide open. So temporarily, I just put my hand over my solar plexus, and I'll actually say, if this is not mine, I send it back. And believe it or not, if it's not mine, it's sent back, because I'm not giving it permission for me to absorb it. Okay? So if
Okay.
it's not yours, just send it back.
Okay.
Or you can even say, send it back where it came from.
Right. Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So from an,
That would help.
yeah. And that will help you keep harmony. It'll help you keep that balance in your life. It also will help you with your well-being. It'll also help with your well-being. Okay?
Yeah.
When you have a need for that healing balance. And so for you, be aware of that. Okay? With the green also impacts your heart chakra. So you want to make sure that when you're feeling it and it's from the intuition, just put your hand over your heart so that it just helps you to center back. Okay? A lot of times empaths have a tendency, when they're feeling something, they go here to the heart or they go here to the stomach.
Yes.
Okay? If you're feeling it a lot in your stomach, most of the time it's not your own. It's coming from someone else. You're picking it up from someone else. Okay? So
Yeah.
just be aware of that.
Okay.
And you can flippantly say, if it's not mine, send it back. If it's not mine, send it back. And the universe knows what to do with that. Okay?
Okay.
Getting back to after me, you come first. The importance of that is for you to step into higher consciousness and to receive love. You need to understand that you must come first, because when you cannot replenish yourself, you cannot help any other people, anyone else.
Yeah. I do know that. I just don't apply it. Or maybe I thought I didn't know how to apply it. Let's just say I didn't know how to apply it.
Okay.
I'm aware of it,
Mhm.
but I just didn't know where to go with it.
So now that you're aware, you
Yeah.
can make a choice. Yeah.
Yes.
Awareness allows us to make choices. So
Mhm.
you can absorb it, or you can let it go, or you can listen to the intuition and then follow through with that. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Makes total sense.
Now you surrounded yourself with a lot of orange here, even if it's the lighter orange. Okay. Orange has to do with your emotions. So can you imagine that you've got the balance of healing with the emotions?
Mhm.
And what you're finding is, with the color of orange also can be a vibrant healing color. And so when you are feeling like very tired, you can surround yourself with the color orange. So colors are so powerful sometimes, Debbie, that you can actually choose what color you can surround yourself with and others. And for the challenge that you're facing now, where I'm going to just say the person is not able to receive, or anything that you say is taken the wrong way, then send it from a spiritual level, and send it with love and color. And so orange is an amazing color to send someone, because that'll give them energy and healing. And you can also send the color of green, and you can send the color of purple. Those are your 3 colors that are predominant in what you have here, as well as your blues. And blues also indicate, and I'll get to the blues in a moment here. For you, orange is the healing color that you can actually use. It is the color that allows you to get through power struggles. Okay? Mm-hmm. So use the color orange to help up level your energy levels also. Okay? And it also brings in, and this is you, from what I have gathered, your thoughtfulness and your sincerity. Mm-hmm. That's what this color actually represents for you too. Mm-hmm. And the weaving of both the spirituality, the healing, and energy. What you love to give others is joy and happiness.
Yes.
Okay. And when you do that, it's what I felt when I first came on. It's that sincerity that you emanate. And I mean, I don't always get on a call and they said, Mamie, I'm used to that. But that's the kind of energy that you give off. And that's the kind of energy that you can send to the people or the person that you're not getting along with right now. Just send that love and light. You know, for me, when I first got told that my mom had cancer, I was actually in Thailand. She was in Hawaii. And I sent her, first I sent her purple light. I sent her purple light for strength and for belief in whatever we needed to do would happen. And then I coated the purple with the color of orange so that she would have enough energy and clarity to make the decisions that she needed to make until I could get home. And believe it or not, you know, I thought I was going home to put to do a funeral. And that was the hardest thing for me, because knowing that potentially cancer kills most of the people that I knew, I didn't want that for Mom. And so I made the change in energy by just surrounding her with different colors. And then what I did was I wrapped her in that orange, and the orange was bigger than the purple. And the reason for that was because I needed her to be clear. I needed her to be able to think clearly, as well as have enough energy to make the decisions and the sustenance until I could get home, because it was going to take me 23 hours to get home. Okay. Mm-hmm. So that was the toughest part for me. And in that time, my mom picked up on those colors. And when I came home, she was wearing the color orange. My sister had just brought in a brand new plant for her. Okay. And just so happened, one of our family members was actually singing, and that was bringing that spiritual energy up when I walked in. So when I had to ask Mom, you know, Mom, am I here? And this was facing, I had my back to all my brothers and sisters. And they didn't know what I was going to do, but I'm the oldest, so I had to take care of things. So the first thing I asked her was, Mom, am I here to plan a funeral? Or am I here to do whatever it takes? And my brothers and sisters are starting to, right? Mm-hmm. And I said, I'm not talking to you guys. I'm asking Mom what she wants. And she broke down and she said, I want to do whatever it takes. I said, okay, so that's what we're going to do. She saw that so clearly because she was already in that space. So what lesson I want you to understand is sometimes we cannot control other people, but we can send that love back to them. We can also send the negative thoughts that they're sending back to us. And we can cover that with light energy too. Okay. And so in your meditations, that's the time when you can actually bring the people that you need to. In Hawaii, we have this term called ho'omalemale. It means to make right with one another. Okay. And when we make right with one another, it doesn't take a physical contact. It doesn't take us being in front of them. It takes one thought that can travel through the universe, and you attach a color to it. And the amazing thing is that everything starts to change. That's what I want you to also realize, is that that's the kind of power that you have. Imagine your mandala has the woven in of security and safety. But in actuality, if you took that tenfold, what that really is, your mandala is the gift to the world where you get to encompass many people. And many people are counting on you, Debbie.
Mm-hmm.
And don't let that stress you.
Yeah, sometimes it does. And I don't know where to go with it. But like you said, I step back. I have to get away from everybody.
Mm-hmm.
and rethink the situation and what's happening. And then I can, as you say, it's probably when I'm getting, re-energized, and then I can go in with a clearer mind. I do agree with that 100% because I can feel it in myself certain times when it's emotions taken over. It's not good. I need to step back. And then when I do come back in, I've got a clarity.
Mm-hmm.
And I sometimes amaze myself. Like I will sit there and say, that just came out of my mouth. I don't know where that came from. It's as though some higher being put that in there. And I was like, I just said that. Darn, that was good.
And that goodness comes.
Then I know it's like, okay, I'm back on the track again, but I do fall off. I do fall off.
We all do.
Yeah.
We all do.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is that I get to see the true colors in your mandala, and the Zoom gave me the lighter colors of your mandala. And I wanted to let you know that you have turquoise in there, and we don't see the full turquoise until I see it here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Small. Yeah.
And I want you to understand that for me, the interpretation of seeing the turquoise when Brent flashed it on the ceiling, on the screen,
yeah.
is this. Turquoise symbolizes inspiration. That's who you are.
Mm-hmm.
It also symbolizes sincerity and spirituality in a very different perspective. This is what is you at its core.
Mm-hmm.
People look to you for inspiration. They look for you. They look to you for that safety. And whether you know it or not, you and your energy when you are in the present mode allows people to actually begin to open up. And I don't know if you ever experienced this, where all of a sudden someone's telling you their life story and you're like, where's that coming from?
Mm-hmm.
Where is that coming from?
Yes. Yes.
And the turquoise here really shows the honesty that you bring to the table. You have good judgment. Okay. You have an ability to balance people without even doing anything. So it's the presence that you bring to people. And so when you do start to get depleted, that's where it's an indication you need to not step back. I say step forward and ground yourself. Don't step back, ground yourself. Okay?
Yeah.
The turquoise in your mandala also tells me that although you have the gift of words, you get stuck in the words.
Yeah, sometimes I do. And sometimes, like I just said, it just flows out of me and I go, whoa, where did that come from? That was pretty good. And I like it. It's very, I impress myself sometimes.
So keep that in mind when you are finding, whoa, where did that come from, right?
Yeah.
Where did that come from? Because with you, your colors are very, your colors are deep. That means that you go deep in a lot of the cases. And when we go deep, that's where hurt comes to.
Yeah. My husband's told me that several times. He goes, and sometimes he'll say, I think you're going a little too deep. That didn't need to go that deep. And then I do end up getting hurt because he goes, that's too deep. They're not thinking that way. You're way past that.
Yeah.
And he's right when those cases, because it does end up hurting me because I was deeper than they were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the empath part of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So with the empath part of it, that's where you take on other people's things. And now that you are aware of that, you actually have the choice to stop. Okay. Sure. You always have choice.
Yeah.
And with your pink, the pink that's scattered through all of that, the pink, you know what it is? It's the color of love. Yeah. It's a color of not just love, but it's a color of universal love, okay? Mm-hmm. And the universal love that you bring to the table is about helping other people to calm down. Mm-hmm. May not seem that way for yourself. However, you do bring calm to people. That's a gift that walking into the room gives them the ability to just feel okay about stuff. Okay. With the pink, it also means that you need to learn how to relax. You don't have enough of that. Okay. You don't have enough of that.
No, I don't.
Okay. And so I want you to keep in mind, again, that comes back to after me, you come first. Okay. Now, moving into the center part, there's a lot of white there. And white stands for truth and purity. You've got a lot more white when we take a look at it from this perspective. Mm-hmm. When I take a look at it from this perspective, your white is like a shining light. Can you see that pattern? Okay. So that pattern of light is like light contained in your essence, is what I'm saying. And white is that energy that is pure. And that's why it's important for you to understand that your intuition brings purity. It allows you to see truth, and it allows you to actually be able to shift from that worried state into that state of kindness and awakeness. When you can take on the light of protection, because that's who you are also, the light of protection is the purest light, that's white. Okay? And that awakens who you are internally. Does that make sense?
Kinda.
When there is negativity, when there is upset, when there is uncertainty, the color that I want you to picture in your meditations are white. Because white will cleanse the environment, that feeling of darkness, and it just lights it up, just like what you have in your mandala.
I've tried that before, but I don't get that color. It just keeps screaming the crown chakra color, the pink and the purple. It's rare when I get white. I've read about it and heard about it, and while I meditate, I try to bring that forward, and it just keeps going to the other.
Okay.
Do you know why that is, or is it just a time?
Well, with purple, you're bringing in spirituality.
Right. And that's what it, yeah. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead, finish up.
It just explodes. It's like a firework display, and it just keeps doing that over and over, no matter when I'm meditating. And I've heard and read about the other colors in there, and trying to, you know, envision different chakras so that you can close them or open them. And every time it goes straight to that, and it stays there for my full meditation. Is there another way to try to open that up, or?
This is what I want you to keep in mind.
Okay.
So as you see, so close your eyes for a moment here.
Mm-hmm.
Close your eyes for a moment. While you're meditating and you see that explosion of purple, I want you to see the purple expand out. Expand out like it's exploding. And what I want you to start to see is, as the purple explodes out, and if you see it surrounding your body, allow it to move, 2 inches off your body. Purple is now 2 inches away. And what you see filling that spot is that bright light of sunshine. Those warm rays of sunshine now surrounding your body with white. The purple is now surrounding the white. And as you expand the spirituality, your feelings, your purple, the white begins to grow even stronger. And that white light is the light of protection that you can see and manifest at any time in your life. And all it is like turning on a bright white light that just emanates quickly, allowing the purple to move out and the white to move in. And take a deep breath in and exhale. Inhale in. And as you exhale, I want you to see that white starting to pulsate out. And there's going to be other colors that come to you. Take note of those colors. Take another deep breath in and exhale. And one more deep breath in. As you inhale, you start to see the light coming closer back in. You see the white light coming closer into your body. Exhaling. The purple light has now come back in, and the white light no longer is seen, but it's always there. It's always there. All you need to do is expand that light so that you can see that light that is always around you, always there to protect you, always there to balance you. And when you're ready, take another deep breath in, exhale, and slowly open your eyes. What did you see?
Orange.
Orange.
Orange and white. White, very faint around the edges, but orange was screaming at me.
So you now saw white.
A little bit, very faint, very, very faint around the outside edges.
So that light is what I want you to work on and expand on.
Okay.
Because that white light, as you start to see the light of protection, it will actually now, that light for me is the light that I can send out into the universe. And it looks just like your white light here. Okay?
Yeah.
With your mandala, the answers lie within you. The answers lie within you. Trust in your gut.
Yeah.
Trust in your gut. Know that you always have the spiritual backing that is there. And with your orange and your purple, they are both healing and spiritual colors at the same time. Okay?
Yeah.
And when you can begin to to bring those colors together in harmony for yourself, you'll start to see the layers expand like the rainbows do, like a rainbow. Those are the colors that you see. And Debbie, you have a gift because not everybody gets to see color.
Oh, really?
No, not everyone sees color. And so
I see colors when other people
that means you can see
touch me.
auras.
Huh?
Yeah, that means you see auras.
Oh, really? But I don't see it just looking at them. It's only certain circumstances or certain situations. It doesn't happen all the time, but it does when somebody will touch me every once in a while. I'll all of a sudden explode. If I close my eyes, I can see the colors, and I often wondered what that meant, and why I'm seeing a particular color for that particular person. Like, what does that mean?
The lighter the color, the lesser the energy on it.
Oh no, these are bright colors, and very bright colors. I rarely see dim colors. I do once in a while, but mostly it's very bright, very bright colors, and they can be different colors depending on the situation. Or it's, yeah, I often wondered what that meant.
Yeah, it's the color that they're emanating, and and you letting me know that you can actually see colors tells me that you do have a spiritual connection with the universe. And if you ever wonder why people come to you, it's because the colors that you carry within you attracts them.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you understand that people come into our lives for a moment, for a minute, for an hour, for a lifetime, there's a reason for all of that.
Oh, I definitely believe that. I think I've told my kids that. I just told Brent that.
Oh, and there's a reason for that.
Yes.
And sometimes we won't get the answer to that reason. And that's where your intuition comes in, okay?
Yep.
Let that guide you. Let that guide you. Let me just take a look at this. While I'm taking a look at this one more time, are there any questions that are unanswered for you?
You know, I can't right now. I'm just trying to absorb everything that you've told me, because it is, some of it was new to me, and some of it was things that I've already thought of, you know, about myself or realized just recently. And you were just confirming those, letting me know that I am on the right track with those items. And then the other things that I didn't know were things that maybe I was struggling with, and you've given me a little more to think about or to concentrate on, which I didn't know. So that was extremely helpful for me, because sometimes I don't trust myself enough or trust my intuition enough. And when I veer off is when I have the problems. And you've given me some information to keep myself from going off that path. And that is extremely helpful. I always find it's good because, like you said, I am the one that a lot of people come to and ask. But when I go to other people to ask, it almost seems to me that I don't have that place to go to talk to somebody else about my issues besides my husband, which of course is a huge help. But sometimes we need a female perspective as well, and I don't have that. I'm beginning to with my daughter, but you know, she's younger, and you know, she comes to me for things, but so I don't really have somebody else that I could bounce something off of that maybe I need help trying to figure out or deal with. So you've done that for me in a couple of things that I was struggling with. So I appreciate that.
Well, you're very welcome. And I'm going to help you reframe that. Okay. You do have another female. And that's me.
Oh, you are so kind. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
I'm touched. Thank you.
You're very welcome. And sometimes the gates get open because we allow it to get open. And I'm going to say this, in the near future, you will have the gates open with other females that will come to you that could help fill those spots. Okay?
I think I'm on the path to a couple of them right now, because I was just telling my son that I realized that along the way that I had to look at myself to figure out why that was happening. And I realized that because of all the hurt and everything I had been through, that I had closed the doors. Mm-hmm. And therefore, I was keeping everything superficial. Mm-hmm. And I do believe in God. And I sat and had a long conversation with him in my last meditation saying, I'm tired. I have no more energy. I'm always doing everything else for everybody else. I'm always giving and trying to make a friendship or whatever work, and it's not working. So I'm tired. I'm going to leave this to you. And I've always drawn the wrong people into my life, and I'm going to leave this up to you, and please help bring in good people into my life and people who want to, and I will open up. Mm-hmm. And after I did that, I just told my son that I've had 3 women that have entered my life that, wow, are just incredibly good people. Mm-hmm. And are opening up. I've kind of lost a little bit of touch during the holidays because we're with family and, stuff like that. But, I mean, they've come to me, they've opened up and actually have come to me for advice on situations, but have also allowed me to do the same. So I think I'm heading down the right path. Whether I keep that going is what I'm concerned about. I've got to keep that going. I can't, I tend to go to a certain point and then shut back down again because it's just a habit. Mm-hmm. that I've occurred, throughout my life, just from when I think that something's going to go the wrong way and I don't want to be hurt again, I shut the door. And really, I should open and, allow that to grow and work with the person instead of, shutting down. Yeah. So that's going to be the challenge for me.
Not being attached to the outcome is a freeing position to be in.
Right?
Yeah. So not being attached to what is expected is a difficult thing, but very freeing. And for me, Brent has heard me say this because I like you, give and give and give till I can't give anymore. Mm-hmm. But no more now, after me, you'll come first. Mm-hmm. And the other thing I tell people, don't mistake my sweetness for weakness.
Yeah.
I will take you down and I'll smile while I'm doing it. And that has given me power to understand that I've got choices.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Yes. I can stand here and be somebody else's punching bag.
Yeah.
Or I can just say, yeah, no more.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what I've done with a couple of people. I've just said, you know what? I've give and give to you, and I've gotten absolutely nothing in return. I'm done.
Yeah.
But that wasn't until recently. I mean, I'm in my 60s. So that took a long time to get to that point. I wish I had done that a long time ago.
Absolutely. I'm going to give you one more step to that. You okay with that?
Yeah.
When you say I'm done,
yeah,
you send them away with love.
And I do. I don't mean any meanness toward them. I truly do, when I say I'm done, mean that I have nothing else to give you except happiness wherever you go, but it can't be from me. You know, I can't. I keep doing it and you're not reciprocating. So it's kind of like telling me you really don't want me there. And I'm okay with that, but I got to move on.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of what I mean when I say that. I don't mean to sound like I'm
Oh
just,
no, like I said, when we can say, I send you away with love,
yeah,
that means we've got no more attachments to it. And you see, when we say, I'm done, what happens is the universe says, oh no, you're not.
yeah. Damn.
And so when we can honestly say, I'm done, I smile. See what happened? I said, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm going to send you away with love.
Yeah.
Because what happened was, I'm now back into that space where I've done everything I can, and it's okay. I send you away with love. And I really mean that. And I never have to worry. And you know what's been amazing is that the people that I release, I just release them, and I release them with love. They come back to me when the time is right.
That's right. Yeah.
And I don't have to say anything. They just walk into my arms. Isn't that weird? Because that's what you do. You do that already. You'll be able to allow them to walk into your arms with nothing that was left when you said, I'm done. Yeah. That's what we live into from Hawaii when we say, Ho'o male male. I will make right so that I don't have to suffer. So when you look at it from that perspective, there's no selfishness in it. It's allowing someone to make that choice. And it's all good. All good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wow.
I never wish any harm on anybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's just I have to know my limitations and what I can handle and what I can't.
That's what we call boundaries. Yeah.
Sure.
That's what we call boundaries.
Sure.
And you know, like your Mandala, you've got boundaries.
Yeah. Yeah. I just
This
said
is
that
where
again.
you want your boundaries to be, because you see the light, that white.
Yeah.
There's infinite. If I went further away, you don't see the lines. All you see is that light shining.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's you in the world for a lot of people. Yeah. Brett, you got anything to ask or contribute?
No, just observing. Yeah, enjoyed it. You know, always enjoy your conversation in general, maybe. You know that.
I do, hon.
I do need to schedule a call with you, though. It's been too long. It's been too long.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Debbie, thank you for bringing Brent into the world.
My pleasure. Yep. Thank you so much for doing this for me. I'm touched. I am grateful, and I wish you the best. And thank you so much for giving me some insight that I can look forward to using in my life. I appreciate it. I wish more people could experience this, because it truly was a blessing for me.
Thank you. Welcome. And if there's any other questions that come up that you'd like more clarification on, don't hesitate to send a text, send an email. I answer texts really quickly.
Okay.
Okay. And
will do.
All right.
Thank you.
You're very welcome, Debbie. Brent, give Miss Dorothy a hug for me. Thank you so much for setting this up. I really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks.
Me too.
Thanks for making it happen. Yeah.
Absolutely, hon. We'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.